left religion and Christian fundamentalist churches, I realized how the church, they may not teach that conversion therapy is wrong or that it harms people, but the ideology and doctrine that sets up people to think that being gay is wrong or unnatural is definitely going to push people toward a harmful, scientifically proven to be detrimental to people. If you're told your whole life that being something not heterosexual is wrong and being in rebellion against God, you will internalize those points, those ideologies, and it's just as harmful to call a gay person unnatural as it is to tell somebody who's 20 pounds plus that they're overweight. Because body image and orientation are very sensitive topics. And if you say something enough, people will internalize these negative feelings. And if you've been told your whole life that something is wrong, even if they never talk about conversion therapy, you will try to suppress that feeling, urge, or desire. Now, if you're from a church who luckily never says that being gay is wrong, such as liberal, progressive churches or non-denominational churches, that's amazing. But I didn't grow up in progressive churches. I grew up in Southern Baptist and very homophobic situations. And it was so normalized, they don't even see it as homophobic. Christians are taught that there's one way to live, one orientation. Anything that doesn't get you a family with kids, that's a nuclear-looking family, is wrong. And what's really, really sad is there isn't as much validation consistently for people who fall beyond the stereotypical gender and orientation. It's kind of like singles. Yeah, it's much harder to be single than married in religions because you're very limited to what authority and positions and hierarchy you can gain access to. They never say it, but it's very clear. If you're not married, you're second class. And it doesn't matter what the Bible says about being single, that it's a blessing. That's not how the church views singleness. They view it as a time you get over. And it's very much like being gay. They expect you to get over being single or gay as fast as possible. You're second class, and sometimes they throw you out. Or they make you so uncomfortable, or they don't offer anything for gays or singles that you want to stay around. Conversion therapy is wrong because it tells people that who they are from birth or whenever they discover or realize their orientation, that it's wrong, dirty, and unwanted. And this is harmful. Why? Because it is natural to be who you are. As long as you're interested in people 18 plus, there's nothing unnatural about enjoying or being attracted to a different or inconvenient kind of group of people. And the heterosexual expectation is all about preserving male privilege. That's why religious people believe there's only two genders. Because if there's more than two genders, then there's less competition. It's easier to subjugate and push someone down if there's only two genders, one orientation. And the world would be a very boring place if everyone liked the same thing and went about it the same way. Not everyone is made to have children or have a heterosexual existence. There are people who are attracted to different things. And the idea that somebody needs to have it beat out of them, or that there is a right way to stand, or the right way to dress, is ridiculous. Conversion therapy exists because of a lie. That if you're not this kind of man, or this kind of woman, you're a failure, or a predator, is utter BS. You're not gay because you wear pink, or that you don't or can't do these kind of things. It's because you're a different kind of person. A very welcome, a very interesting kind of person. And just because you don't meet every box, check off of a box, it's because you're not masculine enough, or just because you have what is deemed by society more feminine traits, quirks, interests, does not make you gay by any stretch of the imagination. It makes you unique. But this world does not like feminine characteristics. Men only like femininity when they can hit it or screw it. They better never look feminine, act feminine, or have feminine characteristics, because it's just not permitted. And I think it's extremely harmful to expect everybody to look, act, and desire the same things. I mean, you lose out so much because of an idea that people have to look the same way. And conversion therapy is wrong because it forces people out of the box that they're comfortable in and pushes them into something that is not authentic. And if somebody is gay or trans, bi, we're going to lose out on a very amazing and very complex and interesting person because we have to force them into something they're not. And there is going to be a loss in society when people aren't okay. And it's very mentally taxing to go through conversion therapy. Some people actually require extensive therapy. And conversion therapy changes people, and not for the better. It makes you lie. It makes you ashamed to be who you are. It forces you to conform in a way you don't need to conform. You're either hetero or you're not. You're either bi, gay, trans, gender fluid, and everything in between, or you're not. You can't be something you're not. And anyone who doesn't accept you for who you are and what you are isn't somebody that you want in your life. They're not good for you. Because your real friends, healthy, emotionally mature people, they don't want you to put on an act. They want you to be your authentic self. Because you can't really be friends and care about each other if you are forced or expected to be something you're not. Now, the expectation of being hetero isn't always a malicious, insidious expectation. Some people, especially men who are heterosexual, their orientation is so normalized and privileged, they may grow up in an environment where they have never heard of anything that isn't hetero. That expectation may be because that's the only thing they've ever experienced or understand based on their religion, location, or their education. And they may not mean to have that expectation, and they might not even be aware of it. I was the same way. I expected nobody to be anything but heterosexual because no one had ever taught me that there was a group of people that wasn't heterosexual. But it's 2025. Once you turn 18, what you don't know about the world is your problem. And it's easily fixable. And if people try to erase who you are and refuse to let you be who you are, that's not a safe place. It's not physically safe or emotionally safe. You need to find a different kind of people that will embrace who you are. And yeah, they do need to make conversion therapy illegal for anyone under the age of 18. They honestly need to make it illegal for all ages. But in America, you can do dangerous things if you're an adult. Is it wise? No. But I do understand why people are so unhappy that they think they have to conform to a standard that doesn't exist to benefit privileged heterosexuals. And Christianity has been set up to expect and demand conformity. Because anyone who doesn't conform to a nuclear family, a married heterosexual Stepford expectation, is a threat. It's a threat to male privilege. It's a threat to white privilege, hetero privilege. And some people aren't even aware that's their expectation. But it's 2025. If you're not aware of what a bisexual or transsexual is, you can Google it. There's no excuse for any adult not to know something. You can find out. And everyone should be aware of every group in America, even if it's not a pleasant group. I'm aware of every hate group in America. I'm not going to join one, and I'm not going to support one, but I'd rather know the realities of living in a racist society than be ignorant. And yeah, I'm always learning about a different group of orientation. Lately, I've learned about aromantic and demisexual. But there's always so many other things to learn. And that's what being an LGBTQIA ally is all about. Always learning, always educating, always dispelling internalized homophobia. You can't be a safe ally if you don't know enough to know the difference.